Hello everybody. So let's talk assembleai, ASM, right? Let's give, I don't know if I want to really call this updates versus a little bit more of a small reality check and reiterating a couple things of what the hell they're doing, right? So I get a lot of questions on both comments below, essentially every video about ASM, as well as on Twitter quite frequently, asking like, what are they doing? When are they going to start doing something? When's the price moving? And I understand all this comes from frustration. Let's just quick breathe and realize, one, it's a micro cap. Yes, some micro caps will boost up outside of what I'm about ready to say, but in general, they come later on in alt season. We will see the large caps first, and then the medium, and then the small. We'll have little spikes here and there, like ASM has jumped up to a little over 7 cents a couple of times. And it might do that again before it actually goes on a run. So timing is a thing. When you're in micro caps, specifically utility micro caps, because memes are a little different the way they function, the way people see them and use them. But we're probably going to need to wait a little while, and we'll see your other coins go up more at first. So it's just a breathe. It will have its time. At least I'm confident it will. With that being said, I get asked, or I've seen a couple of times, about people asking like, well, what are they going to do to raise the price of the crypto? Let's clarify something else with with them owning a business. They don't care so much about the price of the ASM token. It's something that they have to keep in mind and they have to be cognizant of, but it should not be one of their primary goals to raise that price. And there's a couple reasons why. We want the price to go up, right? The investors, the people putting money into it, right? We want it up so we can make money, right? That makes all the sense in the world. Let's go. I want to make money from this project too. But they also own ASM tokens, right? So if their whole purpose, think of a pump and dump scheme, guys, was to just raise the crypto price, they would be doing it so they can sell it, right? So they can make money and use the retail as exit liquidity. So I'm glad that they're not focusing on that. Their job is for the company to make money, which is why the utility of the ASM token, which they have it already preset, of having corporations use ASM tokens to help promote articles that is made about them, I think is pretty bloody brilliant. It gives it a purpose, and it gives the coin a purpose to their target audience, which is not retail, right? Their target audience is essentially other crypto companies or anything that's around the economic scene that wants to make articles or have articles that are promoted by that about them. Awesome. Their job and their whole thing is to make money. That's what they want. And on our end, the price will go up. It goes up the fastest when other people buy it, which is in part why I make videos, right? Like, there's a reason why most people talk about the crypto they own more, and it stood out to others when I've talked about crypto I don't own. It's like, oh, that's weird. Like, yeah, it is what it is, but I'm still going to talk about the ones I own more because I want the word out about it. It is ranked, 600 something, so not a lot of people know about it. The plus side of this, which we will realize in the near future, is that when people do start learning about it, or like, oh, AI coins are big. Oh, this is on Coinbase. I'm going to come back to that, by the way, if I remember. People will ape in because it's only a couple of pennies. New retail, the ignorant folk that honestly, sorry guys to them, that we're going to want to use exit liquidity. ASM's a great token for them. It's on Coinbase. It's actually being pushed a little bit more by Base, because one of Coinbase's big announcements about increasing now with trading on the app and having JP Morgan come in for trading specifically, again, more corporations, is that they're going to start pushing, and I think their terms were target marketing coins that are on the Base network. And there's not too many coins that are on Base. ASM is one of them. So I'm going off topic. I'm ranting, aren't I? Oh well. A big hope for me that I think is very realistic is, if you guys ever been on Coinbase and they have the learn to earn type things where they'll talk about a crypto, you answer a couple of very basic questions, get some free crypto. All right, that's a great marketing tool. And I'm suspecting when they talked about targeting marketing that they're going to do that kind of stuff with the base tokens. Yes, I suspect they'll do it with theirs first, like Aerodrome and Moonwell are the ones that directly tied to base. I think ASM's right there in a strong possibility for it. And the fact that it's less than 2 pennies right now and has AI in the name, I know those seem kind of like, what the hell does it matter? It's going to matter when the normies come in flooding in again. But ASM is definitely making moves on their business model, which is what I like to see, right? Because if they're making money, then they're shaking hands. They're making, shaking hands, getting their name out there. And that's where news comes from, right? And I don't mean like their news, the journals. But when everyone keeps asking, where's their updates? What's happening? Give us something to cling on to. They're working on it. Them trying to talk more and more to crypto and economic companies to produce articles for them that get paid for it. Well, that will lead to big news, right? If they end up getting like a major news outlet or a major crypto company or several other smaller just cryptos out there on it, that's worth telling us. So they're working on making the news for us, right? And I guess use different words. I'm going to confuse myself about the news. Another thing they're doing is they are heavily trying to get on exchanges. But their bigger thing is partnerships with these exchanges. Obviously, Coinbase is the big one because they have a data sharing partnership with Binance. But even like the smaller exchanges, it helps them. And I think, speculating here, that they're going to prefer data partnerships over most exchanges, excluding Binance, that one they need on, versus getting onto them because the data sharing is actually the bigger deal from a business perspective. The more exchanges that they have data sharing partnerships with, it's all the data that can make their AI tools even better. It's more information for all their AI agents to put together. So they are busy on the back end trying to get more business deals so then they can share with us, hey, we got these bigger business deals. And another speculative thing is I know they're actively trying to get a data sharing with Coinbase, and I think it's going to happen. I don't see any real reason why they wouldn't, especially now that they're going to be bringing a bunch of money through Base. But there's a lot of times in crypto where they have big news and they time when they're going to say it, right? Like, theoretical here, guys. This is nothing groundbreaking. This hasn't happened that I know of. Is maybe they've already struck a deal with Coinbase, right? Probably not, but let's play with this theory for a second. They might have already struck in a deal with Coinbase. But right now, when there's still more bearish sentiment in the market, having a micro cap that no one's, for the most part, it's not a popular coin, not many people's heard about, releasing saying, hey guys, we got a partnership with Coinbase, won't do them as much good versus when the AI narrative comes back. Maybe Render did well, but Tensor Tao's going up. Maybe we hear a couple little AI agent plays, and then they can drop the news of, hey guys, we have a data partnership with Coinbase. And this would make more sense for them holding it if it's, let's say they shake hands tomorrow, say they got a partnership, but like, okay, it's going to take us 3 months to get everything situated till it starts. Well, news dies really quickly with us retail because we're very short-term focused in general. So it would behoove them to wait. They got 3 months until it starts, so they can go ahead and say it at a more opportune moment. I know a lot of crypto companies do that with their marketing. There's a couple that's been very open about it. Like Illuvium is one that I know has done it, where they're waiting to target their audience. There was another larger one in the top 200 I've talked about. Try to remember which one it was. But they're waiting for market sentiment before they start pushing the advertising, which makes more sense. Oh, last one. I was about ready to let you guys go. Is not a partnership, but a great deal they have with Google. I touched upon this in one of my more recent ASM videos, but one of the questions from one of you guys, great question, was what are they doing about marketing because their marketing sucks, right? Again, they're not targeting retail, which is why we think their marketing sucks. That was thing one. They indirectly said that. They directly said how there's different marketing rules and regulations spread throughout geographic zones and countries. So US and like UK, we will not get as much advertising as they will in other places, just due to regulations for it. They found a workaround, which I thought this was brilliant. You have to pay extra for ads, and ads gets flagged on Google differently, right? Like it says ad, right? Paid advertisement, or just says ad. Well, when you have news is not considered as advertisements. And they said their terminology was something close to they're almost done, or they're finishing on working on this, but having where on top of Google in different regions, not everywhere yet, is going to have some of their articles up at the top for Google News and everything. So they're going to start having their stuff up at the top of Google in different regions. Again, more so when it's based on trendy things, which Bitcoin is essentially, every other day trendy, whether it's good or bad trends. So this was great because it was kind of like built-in advertising to get around the fact that they're going to have their information, their name right at the top of Google in different regions, just for continuing to pump out the news articles that they're working on. I thought that was awesome. Because again, it's just more exposure. I don't know how much they're going to be able to, put their name like in big letters or say like buy our token. Anyway, here's an article about Ethereum. But it's a good start and they're moving forward. So it's a microcap play. It will come later. You can see in a couple different ways, right, guys? If you're more nervous, you see some things going up, you're like, why isn't this one? And you don't want to buy more, just obviously do what you will with it, but holding's always an option. If you're more confident in it, or you want to take a larger risk, I think I have like $5 every week that goes into it. Just a little bit, it adds it up over time, and it's working pretty well. Like, I'm happy with it. So, be patient, guys. ASM's doing good things. I'm still slowly building my bag on it. I like it, and I do think it's going to have its day. Specifically when AI agents start going nuts, and with the partnerships of Binance and the fact that it's on Base, that's huge, right? Because Base isn't going to go anywhere, so that's what we really want to see. So that's what I got, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you have any questions for ASM? Because I haven't sent any more questions in a little while to them, and I plan to very soon. So if there's anything you guys want to know that you think they'll answer, or in all honesty, even if you don't think they'll answer, I'll ask it anyway. They've not answered plenty of my questions. Let me know. Put it down in the comments below. Talk to you guys all soon. Peace.